Good evening, I'm Keisha Betts with the CTV News Update. As COVID cases rise nationally, two local lawmakers say they're worried about the increasing numbers in Maryland. Cases began spiking in Maryland after Governor Larry Hogan eased statewide restrictions. Councilmember Jolene Ivey says she's puzzled, and Councilmember Denny Taveras links spring break outings to the increasing numbers. Both call the governor's actions disappointing.
I know people want to get back to normalcy, but until we properly address and vaccinate the public, I don't think we were ready to open up. And so I think the governor kind of rushed.
I cannot believe that there's any health expert who would advise anyone right now to broaden their reopening. He did everything except for, the masks.
Vaccination rates in Prince George's are improving. That's according to Dr. George Askew, a top county official. Askew says the county set a record last week with over 42,000 vaccinations. Under the state's Phase 2B guidelines, residents 16 years and older with underlying conditions and disabilities can now get the vaccine. Here in Prince George's, eligible residents can pre-register with the county health department.
And within the health department, just this week, already set a new record for us with doing about 2,600 vaccinations in one day. So we've really built up our capacity to be able to rapidly expand eligibility to more residents as we move into 2B. We've given out well over 250,000 vaccinations. I think at last number, I think it was 280,000. We do not get 280,000 complaints. So, for the very, very, very vast majority of folks who get vaccinated here in Prince George's County, it's a wonderful experience and it goes extraordinarily well.
Residents can pre-register at mypgc.us/proud to be protected. A new vaccination center is coming to the Greenbelt Metro Station. It will be the first FEMA-run site in Maryland. About 3,000 people a day will receive doses here. Greenbelt Mayor Colin Byrd says it's needed because Prince George's has been hit the hardest by COVID. He also says the Metro Station is a prime location to reach residents.
I'm grateful that this is going to be able to serve not only Prince George's County, not only Greenbelt, but it's going to be able to serve populations that are harder to reach if they don't have certain access to modes of transportation. And so that's why I'm really grateful. Obviously, this is important to help get more Greenbelters vaccinated, to help get more Prince Georgians vaccinated, and to help hit some of those populations that are most socially vulnerable.
This site is set to open on April 7th. The state reports 1,300 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. An additional 13 Marylanders have died from the virus. This brings the state's death toll to 8,101. Currently, a little more than 1,000 state residents are in the hospital with COVID-19. You're watching CTV News. I'm Keisha Betts. We'll be back in one moment.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future.
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much that helped me, because I finally knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
In 2017, our daughter remarkably sang her way to the finals.
But the real miracle is that she even made it to the stage. When she was 4, she survived sepsis.
When it comes to sepsis, remember, it's about time. Watch for T, temperature that's abnormal. I, signs of an infection. M, mental decline. E, feeling extremely ill.
Take the time now to learn more at sepsis.org.
Welcome back. Governor Larry Hogan today announced an agreement on a $3.9 billion supplemental budget. The money comes from the Federal American Rescue Plan. About a third will be set aside to replenish the Unemployment Trust Fund. $800 million has been earmarked for emergency economic relief programs. $600 million has been allocated to schools for COVID safety precautions, and $300 million will be used to expand broadband access for Maryland families. A bill that would end life without parole for juvenile offenders is one step closer to becoming law. In Prince George's County, there are about 80 lifers behind bars who were sentenced when they were minors. The bill, which passed the House, also allows offenders to seek reconsideration of prior sentences if they were adults by the time of their conviction and had been imprisoned for 20 years. The measure has the support of the state's attorney.
So one of the important things to note about this bill is that it is a bill that I think corrects a huge injustice in our system. Over 82% of those young people who were sentenced to life and life without the possibility of parole were Black. And so as we look at creating a fairer and more just system that addresses issues like racial disparities, this bill goes a very long way to correct some of those injustices.
Brave Boy says the bill has passed both houses with a veto-proof majority, meaning if the governor does not sign it, lawmakers have the votes to override it. Well, police arrest two men in connection with a fatal shooting in Suitland on Monday. They are 19-year-old Kamoni Shepard of Greenbelt and 19-year-old Brandon Cooley of Suitland. Both men face first-degree murder charges in connection with the death of 30-year-old Marcise Norman of District Heights. And police have identified the man who was also shot to death on Monday in a separate incident. He's been identified as Anthony Frost of D.C. He was killed late Monday night on the 7900 block of Glenarden Parkway. Anyone with information on either incident is asked to call police. County school buses are now equipped with new stop arms devices that warn motorists to halt. So when you see that red sign, follow the law and stop. The stop arms include cameras that can view about 8 lanes of traffic. Transportation Director Rudolph Saunders says he hopes they serve as a deterrent for drivers.
We know that nothing is a perfect cure, and there may still be incidents ongoing, but we think this is going to give people something else to really think about when they see the bus coming to a stop and they see that arm coming out. And they've got to think about it on both sides of the road, the side that the bus is on and even across the road where the kids may cross in the other lane.
If you ignore the stop signs, you could receive a $250 fine. And we'll be back with more news in just a moment. Stay with us.
I am what child hunger looks like in America. I am a 9-year-old boy who hopes a friend invites me to a sleepover so I can have dinner. I am a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks during lunch so my friends won't know I don't have anything to eat. I am a 13-year-old boy who gets into fights at school just because I'm hungry. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 7 American children who struggle with hunger. Kids you pass by every day, but never knew they were hungry.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Welcome back. University of Maryland students are taking part in a nationwide COVID-19 study to determine whether vaccines can help end the pandemic by blocking inoculated people from infecting others. The first group of up to 1,000 students will undergo blood testing and commit to daily nasal swabs over the next 5 months. 12,000 students are taking part nationwide at more than 20 universities. Students participating in the study will be compensated. In other news, a new mass vaccination site opens up in Montgomery County today. The clinic will be located at the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. The site will be run by the county for a few days and is expected to vaccinate about 500 residents per day. On April 4th, the center will transition to a state-run mass site. A Maryland lawmaker is spearheading a first-in-the-nation bill involving DNA databases. Delegate Emily Sheedy is the sponsor of House Bill 240. The measure would establish a procedure for the limited use of forensic genetic databases like GEDmatch by law enforcement. Sheedy says the bill is balanced in allowing law enforcement to use the technology in limited circumstances while protecting individual privacy rights.
I mean, this type of technology was utilized to solve big cold cases like the Golden State Killer case. So we want to make sure that law enforcement is still able to utilize it in these particular heinous cases where, all leads have been exhausted. But, there are significant privacy rights that people have to their own data, their own DNA. And these are ultimately, presumed innocent parties that could be wrapped up into the criminal justice system into an active criminal investigation. So protecting their rights was, I think, something that was top of mind to both myself and to Senator Sidnor.
Sheedy says there is a minor difference in the House and Senate versions of the bill. She says details will have to be worked out in a conference committee. Prince George's police and a dinosaur were on hand to greet people in Landover as part of the department's community relations efforts. The dinosaur was a life-size Triceratops, one of 40 dinosaurs from Dino Safari, which is currently at National Harbor. Prince George's police officers were surprising shoppers at Dodge Park Shopping Center this morning with tickets for free admission.
This is part of our community relations. National Harbor reached out to us and we thought it was a great opportunity to give back. And to give back 233 million years ago when dinosaurs walked the earth.
And it's awesome that they're allowing us to get complimentary passes to the Dino Safari because that's something that we wanted to go to, especially during spring break right now.
Dino Safari is a drive-through experience. It will be at National Harbor through April 11th. Sports news, a round of applause for Brenda Freese, head coach of the Lady Terps. She today was named the National Coach of the Year by the Associated Press. Freese received similar honors from ESPN and The Athletic earlier this month. The Lady Terps lost Sunday in the third round of the NCAA tournament after leading the nation in scoring. They finished the season with a 26-3 record. And now for your weather forecast. Tonight, showers with lows in the 40s. Thursday, the rain continues with highs around 48 degrees. Friday, mostly sunny conditions with highs around 46. Saturday, sunny skies and a little warmer. Highs will reach the mid-50s. And now for the community calendar. Are you a tree lover? Do you like willow oaks? Willow oaks are available for free at a tree giveaway on Saturday, April 10th. They'll be available in Upper Marlboro and Riverdale Park at the addresses on your screen. For more information, call 240-601-2802. And that wraps up your CTV News update. Join us again tomorrow at 4:30. Have a good night.